Welcome to Backstory with your hosts, Mylars bandmates and lifelong friends, Quig and Danny. The guys have lots of fun episodes coming, so please take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Now, here's your hosts, Quig and Danny.
Welcome to Backstory. I'm Quig.
And I'm Danny.
And on this episode, we're going to talk about the Mylars' relationship to the Cars. Right off the bat, musically, the first Cars album, we were young when it came out, and it was a game changer.
Yeah, I remember, I think I was in, not even in junior high, and my buddy Joe called me. He lived up the street about maybe, 10 houses, and he said, you gotta hear this, and he goes, come running up. So I came running up the street, and he had the first Cars record. And I remember, just the first hit of Good Times Roll was the first song, actually, on that first record, right into, My Best Friend's Girl and Then Just What I Needed. It was like three in a row.
It's like a greatest hits album.
Right. The three in a row. And I remember Joe, Joe walking around the house singing, I don't mind you coming. I was like, that's such a great hook. I remember him just singing that all through school. It was a game changer for us hearing that record.
Yeah, and it was that, like, music was very crunchy at that time, and that added a whole new dimension. That record had a whole, with the Moogs and everything, it had like a space age feeling to it, because at that time it was Rick's staccato voice and
it was Rick and Ben's voice, the Moog keyboards. Greg had a whole assortment of keyboards, and of course Elliot's guitar playing was just on another planet. Oh my God.
So that stuff definitely stayed with us as we matured into musicians. I got to see the Cars live on the Shake It Up tour. My friend Steve Sikowski and I, we went really early in the morning to the Brendan Byrne Arena. That's when it was, the Brendan Byrne Arena in Rutherford. Yeah. And we waited online at like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was freezing cold. And, we got our tickets in section 10 whatever. Yeah. And even though we waited all night. And I got a cold, of course, officially after that. But, the show was great. And then years later, Danny and I were in a band called The Way In. And we were in the House of Music, a recording studio in West Orange, New Jersey. It was a big studio.
Yeah,
Cool and the Gang had done Celebration there.
Bad Out of Hell was done there.
Yeah, a lot of people had recorded there. There's gold and platinum records all over the world to prove it.
Yeah. Why were we there?
We were trying to get one of those.
We were kids.
Anyway, so
they let us in.
We were in Studio B because it's what we could afford. And in Studio A, there was a band and they were recording, and Elliot Easton was putting the lead guitar down for them that day. And we had a shared lounge. Mm-hmm. And so we got to sit and talk with Elliot a little bit. And I remember telling him, it was funny, saying that I waited online for the Cars tickets and I got sick, but the show was great. And he was so humble. He was just like, sorry to hear that, but thank you for coming, man. Me and 21,000 other people, but thank you for coming. It was very humbling to hear, him be that way.
Yeah, it was cool. And he even shared some of his Chinese food with us. You remember that?
Yep, definitely.
I think we looked like we were starving.
That was cool of him. And then we also got to meet Rick one night at the Irving Plaza in New York City. We went to see D-Generation. They were promoting their No Lunch album, which Rick produced.
Yeah, he was really cool, and it was such a thrill to meet him. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to meet him.
Yeah. And then a few years after that, I was playing in a group called the Crash Moderns, and I remember our keyboard player, he was going to school up in Boston, which, if you know, the Cars are from Boston. He was going to Berkeley, and he called me up and he said, I know you're a huge Cars fan. Greg Hawkes, the keyboard player, is going to be doing a couple of concerts up here at Berkeley. He's on a ukulele tour. So he was going to be playing originals and Cars classics on the ukulele. And he wanted to know if I wanted to come up and see Greg and meet Greg and this and that. And I said, you know what? Better yet, I said, why don't we talk to the people at the student council and see if the Crash Moderns can come up as special guests of Greg Hawkes and actually open the shows. And he's like, it's a great idea. One thing led to another, and 3 days later, we were in our van driving up to Boston as support for Greg Hawkes, which, of course, was a thrill. So Greg did his ukulele show. Actually, we opened the show. We did our set. Greg did his ukulele show, and a couple of days before the show, we actually reached out to Greg to see if he would possibly be interested in coming back on stage with us later on and doing some Cars classics, full on electric. And to our surprise and our utter excitement, he was totally down with it. And to make it even cooler, he brought out the original keyboard that he used on the first record. He had it up, he had it up there with him, and we ended up doing a couple of Cars classics with Greg Hawkes on stage. It was a thrill.
Oh, that's awesome. There goes that first album, full circle.
Right?
So years later, we were playing as the Mylars. It was very early. We had just the set, just the first couple of songs we had written. We went out, we played Maxwell's in Hoboken, and to our chagrin, we got an encore, and we had nothing. We hadn't had anything with those guys.
We were like, what do you want to hear again? And we were going to repeat a song.
Quickly, we're like, I played Let's Go, Danny's played Let's Go, and the drummer, Chris O'Hara's played Let's Go in together and apart in many, many projects. So we fed it to the other two guys, and we played it.
Yeah, I remember us looking for a song, and like you said, Let's Go was the perfect song because it's the type of song that you could call out the chords on stage, and everybody could kind of follow easily. And it was a real crowd song. It was a real crowd pleasing song, and I remember after we finished it, we were like, we got to record this song.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to end up.
And it dawned on us at that point too that the Mylars were pretty much set up.
Yeah, it was set up like the Cars.
Like the Cars.
I remember saying that we were talking about that backstage that night. And we didn't plan that at all. That was literally like,
subliminal.
With, Quig and I being up front with the two lead vocal mics, and then, Dan Nashville being over in Elliot's spot, and Nick Polito being over in Greg's spot, and Chris behind the kit. It really is the stage setup of the Cars.
And then, so we decided we're going to record it. It's on the Melody Records album. And then we decided, what was that, our second video we did?
It was our second video,
yeah.
Yep.
So while we were deciding on what to do for the video, we came up with this crazy idea that we should make the video run alongside The Wizard of Oz.
It had a whole total Wizard of Oz theme, and we actually wanted to see if people would get it.
There's a lot. So what you have to do is you have to watch the video. We're going to do one where it breaks it down, I think, at some point. We should, like pointing out, there's a lot of things to look for.
Pop-up video.
Right.
We should do a pop-up video with it.
Follow the story of Wizard of Oz, and you will see that there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of really cool Union County landmarks in that video. So see if you spot them. See if you recognize any of them.
So, but let's hear Let's Go. But before we do, here's a trivia question. In the Let's Go video, when we walk into a big bar scene, there's a drink special. What's the name of the drink special? Let's hear Let's Go.
I like the nightlife, baby. She says, I like the nightlife, baby. She says, let's go.
So that was Let's Go. That's good. Still good.
I love it, yeah. Song never gets old for us, right?
No, definitely not. We play it live almost every time we play,
we
too.
do.
We even taken some of our own songs and switched them in and out, but Let's Go always seems to stay.
Oh, let's go.
It's like a crowd pleaser.
It's a little homage to Rick and Ben. You know what I mean?
Definitely, absolutely.
That too.
So the answer to our trivia question, if you've watched the video close and you've seen the drink special in the bar, it is the Tornado, keeping with the Wizard of Oz theme.
Yes.
So that wraps up this episode of Backstory. I'm Quig.
And I'm Danny.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Backstory has been brought to you by Melody Records. We'll see you next time.